Hey, folks. Hope you are well. I'm doing this live, but it's going to be very, very short because I'm going back on the Big Up to do a watch along for the Burnley Sheffield United game. You can check it out over there if you want to. We just want to come on and have a very, very short chat about what's been a phenomenal performance by Leeds United today to come into a game where there was so much pressure and expectation, I suppose, sitting on everybody's shoulders, and to put in a performance like they put in today is just absolutely outstanding. Ruthless, clinical, exactly what you want at a moment where there's pressure on people's shoulders. And Joe Piroe, have not scored in 9 games and having an absolute mountain of pressure on his shoulders, stepped up like nobody's business, and a hell of a performance by Joel Piroe. Not alone, though, lots of good performances across the park. Leeds, just in general, were just a really, really good side. Very professional job done. And I never really felt at any point that it wasn't in Leeds' control. Leeds looked comfortable enough. They looked patient on the ball. They did everything that they needed to do. And I think we just wanted to see us get over the line, and they did. They did, and they did it in style today. If you were at Allen Road, what a day. I'm there next week for the Bristol City game, and I cannot wait. Thanks to John Foxley also, by the way, for sorting me out with tickets there. So, yeah, it's interesting. Go through the performance today, and as I say, from the first minute on, it was all Leeds. I mean, look at the momentum graph for the game as well, and it just shows that Leeds absolutely dominated that game from start to finish. Possession-wise, Leeds finished up with 67% possession, but when you look at the first half of the game, it was pretty much 50-50 in terms of possession, but that shows you how clinical Leeds were in front of goal. Leeds managed what essentially on paper is 7 big chances, but managed to score 6 goals. Joe Piroe had an XG of 1.8 and scored 4 goals, which is nuts. Manor Solomon had a really, really good performance again today, being effective in the right areas, but top to bottom. And we can go through the team in a couple of minutes' time. We'll keep this short, as I say. So if I'm not putting comments on the screen, just bear with me. But I want to talk about this. They took 6 minutes for Leeds to open the scoring from Joe Piroe. Good work from Manor Solomon as well to get Piroe off the mark. And you thought, okay, nice solid start. Will Leeds push on here, or will they sit back? We've seen both happen in recent months, but they didn't. They pushed on, and 2 minutes later, Piroe scores again, this time from really good work from Jayden Bogle, who's had a phenomenal season this year. And if nothing else can be taken from this season, and there's one thing I think we can all learn, is going into the summer, whoever Leeds bring in, give them 6 or 7 games in the team before we make a decision on them. Because Jayden Bogle got a lot of stick from certain corners this season at the beginning of the year, and has gone on to have an absolutely mega season once he had settled in. And it's a heavy shirt, the Leeds shirt, and it's a pressurized environment. So he did amazing, but he's been brilliant this year. 20 minutes later, Piroe scores again. And then you're thinking it probably just goes through to half time at this. Leeds will probably sit back and take their foot off the gas, but they didn't. And the next time around, it's Junior Firpo's turn to give himself an assist and a goal as he kicks the ball off his left foot into the top corner, leaving Victor Johansson with absolutely no chance of catching the ball or making any kind of a save. And you got to feel for Victor Johansson, one of the best goalkeepers in the league, in the championship this season. You can't really blame him for any of the goals, but his defense left him absolutely hung out to dry today. And Junior Firpo gets another goal this season, and what's been a brilliant season for him. There was lots of little narratives coming into the game. It was, will Joe Piroe get past this 9-game duck that he's in and scored a couple of goals to get Leeds promoted? Will Pat Bamford be the one to have a redemption arc and put Leeds into the Premier League? Will Junior Firpo say goodbye to Leeds on the way out by helping the club to get to the Premier League? Or will young Harry Gray come off the bench at 16 years of age and add to that? So many different narratives that could have gone around that team today. Outanaka lifting the pressure off his shoulders that's been showing in recent weeks, or Joe Piroe to get on, Joe Rodon, I'm getting too excited, to get on the end of something as well, maybe add to what he's been doing in recent weeks. But it was Joe Piroe who was the man. Junior Firpo getting on the score sheet as well. And then just before halftime, you think it's done and dusted, 4-0 at halftime. Nope, Joe Piroe is not done. Gets his 4th goal of the game, goes full Mark Paducah on it and adds his 4th, but brings him 1 goal shy of a 20-goal season, which is brilliant. And again, with an XG of 1.8 to do what he did today, shows the quality in the box. His foot was like a pillow today, where normally outside the box, it's like a big rock. Thanks for falling. Appreciate that, mate. Your ledge. And then the second half, we saw Stoke make a whole host of changes and bring on extra defenders for damage limitation when it was already 5-0. But they decided their game was done, took off all the main players and went 5 at the back. But Leeds weren't done, and Leeds did get another goal. This time, Willie Gnonto managing to get on the end. A lovely header after brilliant work from Manor Solomon on the left-hand side. Checks back onto his right, and we know he loves that bended ball to the back post. But there was something very cheeky done by Willie Gnonto that I really liked in this. And just as the cross comes in, Gnonto just pushes Lewis Baker a little bit to one side, gives him space to get around the back, and a very good header from Willie Nonto. Leeds could have had another one if Isaac Schmidt could have got his lob over the fallen Victor Johansson after Pat Bamford collided with him. That would have been one. Pat Bamford then goes one-on-one with the keeper with a bouncing ball and looks like he's taken a little bit of a knock, but very little contact in that situation as well. Credit to Ethan Ampadu, who went the bulk of the game without picking up a second yellow card after getting booked very, very early. But I think the way Leeds approached this game, the way Leeds played in this game, all of that pretty much meant that he didn't have a huge amount of defensive work to do. You go through the team, Carl Darlow, very little to do. A couple of little snapshots to make sure he stayed tuned in and focused on and caught the ball. And he did that well. Both fullbacks were really, really good today, Firpo and Bogle, specifically going forward when they had to. But both worked really hard to get back when Stoke did try and get down the left and right-hand side. Kumas on the left-hand side, more likely the outlet for them. But they did really well to get back and cover. Two centre-backs, Ethan Ampadu and Joe Rodon, did what they do, swept up, cleared long balls, started Leeds move off and dictated the tempo where Leeds looked slow and patient, I think, today. But when we got into those final third areas, all of a sudden the tempo just kicked up a gear and Leeds were absolutely ruthless and clinical today. And very, very good work done by them. Go to the centre of the park, out Tanaka and Ilya Gruev in the middle of the pitch in that central defensive double pivot. Both had good games today. Very good for me. And it was nice to see Ilya Gruev just cleaning up those little balls that come in around the back and passing it. Involved in the goal, one of the goals as well. Good work by him today and good work by Tanaka as well. He was always an option around the edge of the box, looking for a shot, but never really materialised for him today. Then the wide areas, Nonto a little bit more narrow than you'd like to see. Dan James tends to operate on the wing more often than not, but he was coming in narrow, got involved in the game, did enough today and gets his goal as a reward for that as well. Manor Salmon on the left-hand side, phenomenal going forward and coming back and tracking, which he hasn't always done, but he did it very well today. And a very good 2 assists for him today in a very good performance. Brendan Aronson, the 10, worked hard, ran around an awful lot, did the pressing. And Leeds' press today, specifically in the first half, was very well timed and very aggressive. And they won the ball back more often. Not 3 of the goals that Leeds scored came from Leeds winning the ball back from Stoke, trying to build up from the back. Aronson involved in that. Didn't get a goal, didn't get much else to do today, but did that quite well. And Joe Piroe, story of the day, 4 goals for him. Phenomenal performance that gets him one goal shy of potentially winning the Golden Boot this year. Looking at the way Norwich are going, Saints might struggle to get that at this point, but Leeds did everything they had to do. And we are heading back to the Premier League. If Sheffield United don't win today, a draw or a defeat, Leeds go into the Premier League next season, guaranteed, with 2 games left to go. If they win, it goes to next week. But the job feels like it's done. Leeds alone need a point in the next 2 games to guarantee that promotion. So, job done today. And we'll see where Leeds finish up the season. Hopefully we're sitting back in the Premier League next season. We'll talk about all that stuff that comes with that in the summer. Enjoy this ride for now. Enjoy that victory of what was a stellar performance at Leeds. And they all stepped up when the moment needed it. Come at the men. Come at the moment. Come at the men, as they say. And Leeds 6-0 over Stoke. Well done to Leeds. Well done to everybody involved this season and today. And we're there. Leeds will be back in the Premier League next season and we can enjoy the next couple of games as they come. I will now wrap up here and head back over to bigup.com for the watch along for Burnley Sheffield United. We'll have a chat over there if you want to join me. And I'll see you there. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you in the morning for Leeds news and the fallout to what has been a phenomenal day so far for Leeds United. See you then. Talk to you soon.